The BJP has raced to its best ever result in Gujarat, with the Aam Aadmi Party cutting into Congress votes, as votes were counted today in two states, Gujarat and in Himachal Pradesh. The Congress, if these leads become results, it increasingly appears to be that way. The Congress is set for its worst Gujarat result, but in Himachal Pradesh, the Congress seems to have surged ahead in what appeared to be a close contest just a couple of hours back, but it does now increasingly seem that contest is no longer quite as close, with the Congress surging ahead. But the big news is that the Congress appears worried about its MLAs. Some Congress leaders say that they want to move them to Chandigarh at the moment the results are certified. Now, that's still going to take a little while for that to take place. I'm also joined by my colleague Ankit Tyagi, who is on the ground. Nalini and Ajoy both still with me. Thanks very much. Ajoy, let me come to you first. What is the big picture here for the Congress? The fact is that despite what a lot of people felt, they still are likely to win Himachal Pradesh at a time when, they've been suffering in a big way. Let's talk about Himachal for the moment, and how serious are these worries about an op lotus taking place?
Well, I mean, we have seen that the Congress has not been able to protect narrow victories or near victories where it has been the largest party. And this has happened so many times in the recent past against the BJP, and the BJP has made it almost into an art of stealing elections, under the nose of a party.
But it was funny because you had one Congress leader tell my colleague Sunil Prabhu that no, we are moving them. And then you had Pawan Khera say that no, we aren't. And that apparently it's the BJP which is worried.
So
about Congress leaders, about their people.
It underlines the confusion of the Congress party. Frankly, Himachal Pradesh, the Congress should have actually, even if it wins, it should have actually swept Himachal Pradesh, because the BJP was an absolute mess there. There was so much rebellion within the BJP. They hadn't done much work either. So, in almost every sort of count, it was there for the Congress, for the taking. So, unfortunately, the Congress in Himachal, even if it wins, and of course the Congress would be desperate really for at least one victory after this terrible defeat in Gujarat, where it has been almost virtually wiped out. And in Delhi municipal elections, again, completely being wiped out. It's really sad to see the continuing marginalization of the Congress. So it will be desperate for this one victory, because every party needs some good news.
And it sort of follows the trend in Himachal Pradesh, it has to be said. BJP Congress, BJP Congress. So there's one
so at least the Congress, if it wins, it will be able to at least hold on, to at least this trend. So I think that is something.
Okay, let's just go across right away to my colleague Vedant, who's outside the residence of Mr. Jairam Thakur. Let's see what's happening over there. Vedant, go ahead.
So, well, Vishnu, we were reporting from the BJP headquarters, from where the entire top brass of the state BJP has now come to incumbent Chief Minister Jairam Thakur's house, and a meeting is currently underway. We are expecting that, co-election in charges will also be here in a short while. Remember, there have been allegations by the Congress that the BJP is trying, the BJP is already perhaps is in touch with several Congress MLAs. However, what is important to note here is that sources have told us that the BJP meeting that is currently underway at incumbent Chief Minister Jairam Thakur's house, that is being held to engage the 4 rebel MLAs who are currently leading in their respective constituencies. Now remember, this is important because a lot of BJP spokespersons, in fact the Himachal BJP president himself, a lot of them were saying that those rebel MLAs are ultimately, part of the BJP. That is what they were trying to imply all throughout, through this morning. So currently this meeting is underway, and just a few, kilometers from here, Congress MLAs have begun to gather at Pratibha Singh's house. So that is also happening simultaneously. But this meeting is crucial, and we are expecting that Jairam Thakur will come out and speak to the media in a short
just
while.
now and go right across. Hardik Patel speaking. Let's listen in.
આક્રમક કામોની છે અને સ્વાભાવિક છે કે આ જીત આવતા 25 વર્ષનો ગુજરાત કેવું હશે એ નક્કી કરશે અને સમગ્ર ગુજરાતના જેટલા પણ ઉમેદવારો જીત્યા છે ભારતીય જનતા પાર્ટીના સૌને ખૂબ ખૂબ શુભેચ્છાઓ પાઠવું છું. આજથી અમારી જવાબદારીઓ શરૂ થાય છે, જે જવાબદારી આવતા 5 વર્ષ સુધી અમારા વિસ્તારની અંદર અમે નિભાવીશું.
All right, so we'll translate that in a little while, and hopefully he'll speak in Hindi as well. We expect him to. But let me just go back to Vedant, who's outside the residence of the Chief Minister. Okay, we don't have him. Sorry, who do we have? All right, we can go across now to my colleague Saurabh Shukla, who's also reporting from Himachal Pradesh. Saurabh, it's unclear. I mean, are those Congress leaders going to be shifted based on this performance of theirs, which is fairly strong under the circumstances, to Chandigarh and possibly to Chhattisgarh after that? Yes or no? What are you hearing?
Yes, I think, Vishnu, but as of now, MLAs are in their constituency. They are not gathering at Pratibha Singh's residence.
Sorry, we've lost.
They are celebrating their victories with crackers. With crackers right now. Singh's residents, workers of Congress are celebrating with crackers and sweets, and they are very happy. This was thinking that they will cross 40 mark, but that did not happen. But still, counting is underway. There are few seats where lead is very thin, 96, 200 votes. But still, celebration is underway. Pratibha Singh is inside her residence along with Vikramaditya Singh. Vikramaditya Singh, he has won, and the margin is above 14,000. So it's a big victory. Now, by late evening, MLAs have been asked directly to go to Chandigarh, and in Chandigarh they will decide whether to go to Raipur or Rajasthan, but most probably, as Bhupesh Baghel is in charge of Himachal elections, so MLAs will be taken to Chhattisgarh, and there in Chhattisgarh they will decide who will be the CM face, and then they will come back to Shimla, because problem in front of Congress is that there is no face after Veerbhadra Singh. That is why Congress has decided to come without any face. Pratibha Singh, yes, indeed, she is state chief of Congress, but a lot of leaders, a lot of MLAs say that earlier Veerbhadra used to be the CM, but now you cannot make Pratibha Singh CM, because you have to get Congress out of a family. So Sukhvinder Singh Sukhu, who is MLA from Nadon, he is a campaign committee chief. He has won. Mukesh Agnihatri, a front runner. He is a leader of opposition. And these two leaders are in fray. So what we have to see. But Congress is not taking any chance. That is why it has asked is so they will make a formula, because they are above 35 mark. They are close to 38, 39, between 38, 39. Though they were thinking happen. Though counting is underway, but they are not. They don't want to give any loophole to BJP, because BJP is
bring his audio down so that we
rebels. All of them are from BJP, but
try and come in. If the audio mixer can bring that audio down, please, and we will resolve that and come back. Let's go across and take a look at the overall situation right now, in case you're just tuning in. It is going, as far as Gujarat is concerned, it's it's got very much along predicted lines. It clearly reflects what the poll of exit polls has said, in fact, better. It's a resounding win for the BJP. This is their best win ever in Gujarat, and concomitantly, it is the worst defeat for the Congress party in the state. The Aam Aadmi Party, a very minor factor, and clearly has not been that bumped into that second spot which they had hoped to get. It is their debut and it's not a very good one as far as Gujarat is concerned. And as for the Aam Aadmi Party is concerned, it's not good in Himachal Pradesh as well, where they've not, or they don't appear to have opened their account so far. That's because what we are looking at now are leads and results, and that gets formalized into results in the next little while. So let's just focus a little bit first on the overall situation in Gujarat. Alok Vats joins us as well. Sumitra Goenka with us too. Thanks very much for being with us. Ojoy and Nalini remain with us in the studio. Alok Vats, so firstly, just for the benefit of our viewers turning in, Mr. Patel remains Chief Minister, right? That's absolutely clear.
Hopefully, yes. But
the reason I ask is because, this is a campaign which has been fought on the back of Narendra Modi. But if you actually look at a lot of the hard work which has been done, it would have been done by the Chief Minister. And so this is a resounding victory for him and possibly an opportunity for him to get another 5 years.
yes, as
We
things
don't
go
talk
by,
much about him, is the point.
as things go by, he should be continued as the Chief Minister. But you see, Mr. Patil also did a lot of hard work, and of course, our poster boy and our main campaigner, Mr. Modi, was behind all this.
Yeah.
So, hopefully, yes, he should be continued, because Mr. Modi said that during his regime, he will break his record.
And that's what's taken place.
That itself is an indicator, if I'm not wrong, that he should be continued as a Chief Minister.
In fact, we expect a press conference from the BJP in just the next little while from Gandhinagar. We expect the swearing-in ceremony to take place in a couple of days, possibly on the 11th of this month. That is being firmed up. Nalini, we don't talk about Bhupendra Patel at all. But the fact of the matter is, if we've got him likely as the next Chief Minister for the next 5 years, it does say a lot about what the BJP feels on his leadership. Yes, Narendra Modi, Amit Shah, they did manage that campaign, but it is under his leadership that, they've got this sort of number. I mean, it's huge, 154.
I think
up 55.
BJP has had a kind of, benign chief ministers in Gujarat, non-troublemakers, non-stealers of limelight, etc. And Bhupendra Patel falls in that. But I think I agree entirely that C.R. Patil will also take a lot of credit at the organizational level, and you can see him rising now. Maybe he'll go places after this kind of victory, not confined to Gujarat, if as far as I can see. But I would say that what really happens is that if you look at triangular contests earlier, BJP didn't used to do well in triangular. In state contests, BJP didn't used to do well. Now in triangular contests is actually doing even better than it was before. So the decimation of anybody else on the other 2 points of the triangle, that is something that we have to see. How is it? Are they getting one party of that triangle to fight the other? Are they setting them up, or are people just not getting attracted to the other? Earlier, in triangular contests, it used to be really something which was, which was difficult for any party. But now you just knew it was going to be BJP.
Sure.
The other thing is that when we are talking about Mr. Modi, look at what they are saying about Veerbhadra Singh in Himachal Pradesh. His son, if I heard right, has won a thumping victory. So what happens is 14,000, and Veerbhadra Singh ji has been gone now, for a couple of years. But these memories last of work done, of perception of work done also. In Veerbhadra's case, actual work done, regardless of parties, caste, creed, etc. In Mr. Modi's case, think of the decades for which this is going to be entrenched in the memories of all India, at an all India level, not only at Gujarat.
Isn't this it's the Bengal government which did 7 terms, right?
Yes.
And so this matches that.
This will now
not yet.
Well, that was 34 years.
Yeah,
and
that was 35 years.
And this is?
This is 27 now.
32.
So it will.
No, it's 32
It will be 32.
That will be 32 at the end of this term.
At the end of this term.
So they'll still have one to go. But
Yeah.
what I'm
Was
saying
it
is that
33 years or 35 years?
So I think it's 35.
I think it was 33 years.
But anyway,
Mr. Basu's
If they
regime.
enter on the complete 5 years in Gujarat, they will
They
have
will
been in
still
power
be short
for
by some years.
they'll
A couple
still
of
be
years.
storm.
Well,
So that
just
was
to
incredible.
Vishnu, briefly, I just to stress this point about Mr. Modi and Gujarat. You know, last elections, we were all surprised at how tight the race became.
Yeah.
And the Congress's upsurge and the BJP's decline. And one of the things was that was, after a long time, the Gujarat was not going to the state elections under Mr. Modi's leadership. Mr. Modi was away. And although Gujaratis were proud that he had become Prime Minister, there was this feeling, there's no question about that. And Mr. Modi himself, at the last sort of end of the campaign, really almost performed a miracle and completely reversed the trend. But still, it was a bad result for the BJP.
Right.
I think this time, Mr. Modi himself and the BJP and Mr. Amit Shah had a point to prove.
Right.
Because Gujarat is their bastion.
Right.
And that is why what you see is the result. And of course, the Congress made a hash of it. They had Hardik Patel, they had Alpesh Thakur, all these people had actually joined the Congress. They all defected. So, you know, the BJP went after the Congress.
Yeah.
They bought up their MPs, their MLAs. They really went after it. So, today's result underlines that the BJP is back with a bang.
Ajay, hold that
You
thought.
know.
We've got these images from the BJP's headquarters in Gandhinagar. We expect a press conference to begin in just a few moments from now. This would be a huge moment where they declare what they see ahead of them. Even though it is Leeds, it's quite clear that they're going to win with a record margin, and the Congress will lose by a record margin as well in the state. Bhupendra Patel, as we've been saying, will return as Chief Minister. In fact, that's not new entirely. It's been something which the BJP has stated. I think Amit Shah stated that some time back as well. But it is an incredible moment for the BJP in having got these numbers, 157 leads and results at this stage. And that's absolutely resounding in terms of their overall performance. It's an election where there was a strong buzz around the Aam Aadmi Party. There was a lot which was said about the Aam Aadmi Party and whether their Delhi formula of schools, of education, of rations, of pensions, whether that would actually have a mark. But in fact, it's the Congress which has come second, or likely to come second in Gujarat. But you know, I mean, if you look at those numbers, they are also essentially a non-entity. The Aam Aadmi Party, in its debut in these elections, presently 5 results, all leads. So we'll just wait up on that press conference. Shama, as we do that, let's talk a little bit about the Congress in Gujarat. It's been mentioned earlier, but I think one needs to ask you this again. Is it a mistake for Rahul Gandhi, your star campaigner, to not have campaigned there more? I mean, shouldn't he have been there more?
This time, the strategy in Gujarat was different. It's about a silent campaign, as I had mentioned the other day. But unfortunately, this sort of silent campaign did not work. I mean, what worked last time was better. And let's understand, last time the party president also was Rahul Gandhi. Every time everybody asks a question, I remember Nalini ji saying in the last thing, who is accountable? Now, let's not forget, Rahul Gandhi resigned after 2019. He's somebody who takes accountability very seriously. I mean, how many party presidents of different parties would have resigned? Many other parties have lost, but their presidents who is from the family, most of them are family run, do not resign. So here is a man who has resigned, who's a very committed congressman. And at the last time there was a debacle, the 2019 elections. And when we won 77 seats the last time, it was Rahul Gandhi who was the president of the party. This time there was a change in strategy. We said we'll do a silent campaign. But according to me, that silent campaign did not work. We need to go back, and I feel there should be a bypass surgery in Gujarat, because this is really a very, very bad loss. And that too, when I feel this is not a Bharatiya Janata Party win. this is a Congress loss, because after being in power for 27 years, and when the Congress gets a result like this, it's not at all, it's not good.
I'm just curious. Okay, let's just listen in now to that press conference. I believe it's going to start anytime soon. Let's just go full frame across to that. Okay, it's going to take a little bit more time, is what we've been told. Shabad, all right, let's just wait up and just listen into what's going to be taking place. Let's cut to this full frame. At that press conference, this is the BJP's big moment of success, at least even before the elections are formalized. We do expect them to sort of declare their victory given the numbers. I don't think there's any two ways about that. What would they attribute this victory to? Would it be anything more than the factor of Amit Shah and the Prime Minister campaigning extensively? Is there going to be a real promise made to the millions across the state for what lies in the next 5 years, as we've been mentioning? But let's just listen in to what's taking place.
ऐतिहासिक विजय हुआ है और भाजपा एक बार पुनः 27 साल के बाद और 5 साल के लिए सरकार बनाने जा रही है। गुजरात की जनता ने पहले से ही प्रदेश में प्रचंड बहुमत से भाजपा की सरकार बनाने का संकल्प कर लिया था। आज गुजरात की जनता ने अपना आशीर्वाद भारतीय जनता पार्टी को दे दिया है। मैं गुजरात की जनता का नतमस्तक होकर आभार प्रकट करता हूं। इस ऐतिहासिक विजय में जनता के आशीर्वाद के साथ साथ में अंतःकरणपूर्वक माननीय प्रधानमंत्री श्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी का आभार प्रकट करता हूं, जिन्होंने भाजपा को विजयी बनाने के लिए कठोर परिश्रम किया। उन्होंने 31 जनसभाएं की, 3 भव्य रोड शो किए। इस विजय के शिल्पकार माननीय नरेंद्र मोदी जी है। गुजरात की जनता माननीय प्रधानमंत्री श्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी को अपने हृदय से चाहती है। भाजपा ने आदरणीय नरेंद्र मोदी जी के नेतृत्व में गुजरात में सर्वस्पर्शी और सर्वसमावेशी विकास करके दिखाया है। इस विजय के लिए मैं माननीय गृह मंत्री श्री अमित भाई शाह साहब का भी आभार व्यक्त करता हूं, जिन्होंने पूरे गुजरात में 33 जनसभाएं की, रोड शो किए, कार्यकर्ताओं का उत्साह बढ़ाने का और कार्यकर्ताओं को मार्गदर्शन कर एक वातावरण तैयार किया। साथ में मैं राष्ट्रीय अध्यक्ष माननीय श्री जेपी नड्डा जी का भी आभार व्यक्त करता हूं। उन्होंने गुजरात चुनाव में हमारा मार्गदर्शन किया और जनसभाएं संबोधित कर एक वातावरण तैयार किया। पूरे प्रचार अभियान के दौरान हमें पार्टी के वरिष्ठ नेतृत्व का निरंतर सहयोग और मार्गदर्शन प्राप्त हुआ। इसमें हमारे सहप्रभारी श्री गुप्ता साहब का भी बहुत बड़ा योगदान रहा। इसमें अपार शक्ति और प्रेरणा मिलती रही। कार्यकर्ताओं का उत्साहवर्धन होता रहा। मैं माननीय मुख्यमंत्री श्री भूपेंद्र भाई पटेल का आभार व्यक्त करता हूं। इस चुनाव में भव्य विजय के लिए मैं भाजपा के केंद्रीय नेतागण, मंत्रिमंडल के सदस्य, भारतीय जनता पार्टी शासित राज्यों के मुख्यमंत्री, अन्य राज्यों के हमें चुनाव में सहायता करने आए हमारे महिला एवं पुरुष कार्यकर्ता, गुजरात भाजपा के 80 लाख कठोर परिश्रमी पेज कमेटी के कार्यकर्ता और सदस्यों का हृदय से आभार व्यक्त करता हूं। भाजपा कार्यकर्ताओं का विजयी संकल्प को लेकर चुनाव के मैदान में उतरे। ये हमारे लाखों कार्यकर्ताओं ने अपने अप्रतिम परिश्रम से जनता की सेवा करते हुए ये विजय प्राप्त किया है। मैं जब पूरे प्रचार अभियान पर नजर डालता हूं और मेरे मन में 3 शब्द आते हैं, संकल्प, कठोर परिश्रम और संतोषजनक परिणाम। चुनाव अभियान में मुझे सबसे ज्यादा प्रसन्नता कार्यकर्ताओं के उत्साह और उनके अथक परिश्रम को देखकर हुई। चुनाव प्रचार अभियान कार्यकर्ताओं के लिए जीवन का एक यादगार अनुभव होता है। यह संगठन के दृष्टिकरण और विस्तार का अवसर होता है। जनता और संगठन के रिश्तों में विश्वास और मजबूती लाने का भी अवसर होता है। कार्यकर्ता घर घर गए, उन्होंने पार्टी के संदेश और आदरणीय प्रधानमंत्री की केंद्र की सरकार और गुजरात में भूपेंद्र पटेल जी की सरकार के विकास कार्य को जन जन तक पहुंचाया। हमें उन पर बहुत गर्व है। हमारा प्रचार भाजपा के प्रत्येक कार्यकर्ता के कठिन परिश्रमों की कहानी है, जिसने एक बेहतर गुजरात के सर्जन के लिए निस्वार्थ योगदान दिया है। भाजपा की यह भव्य विजय 27 वर्ष के भाजपा के सकारात्मक कार्य का विजय है। हमने जनता की सेवा और कल्याण को आदर्श मानकर कार्य किया। हमने अपने प्रचार अभियान के दौरान सुशासन और विकास के हमारे जो वादे थे वो साकार किए। संकल्प को गुजरात के हर कोने तक पहुंचाने का प्रयास किया। आदरणीय प्रधानमंत्री श्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी के विकास कार्यों को धरती पर उतारने का काम गुजरात की भूपेंद्र पटेल सरकार कर रही है। हम भव्य गुजरात, वैभवशाली गुजरात और अग्रसर गुजरात का सपना साकार करने का लक्ष्य लेकर चले हैं। गुजरात की जनता ये जानती है और समझती भी है कि गुजरात का विकास केवल और केवल आदरणीय प्रधानमंत्री श्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी के नेतृत्व में भारतीय जनता पार्टी की डबल इंजन वाली सरकार ही कर सकती है। इसी का परिणाम इस चुनाव के नतीजे हैं। गुजरात के युवा, महिला, किसान, विविध समाज के मतदाता जिन्होंने गुजरात के हित में और गुजरात के विकास के लिए गुजरात और देश को सुरक्षित रखने के लिए आदरणीय प्रधानमंत्री श्री नरेंद्र मोदी साहब के ऊपर फिर से मक्का विश्वास रखा है और भाजपा के ऊपर भरोसा किया है। यह विश्वास को बनाए रखना, यह विश्वास को दृढ़ करना और सत्ता प्राप्ति के पर्याप्त सत्ता के माध्यम से लोगों की सेवा करने की परंपरा भारतीय जनता पार्टी के चुने हुए प्रतिनिधि और भाजपा आगे बढ़ाएगी। गुजरात में बाकी राजनीतिक दल ने भी बड़ी बड़ी योजनाएं बनाई, बड़े बड़े वादे किए, क्योंकि उन्हें सत्ता में तो आना ही नहीं था। इसीलिए जनता को गुमराह करने के लिए अनेक वादे किए जो कभी भी कोई भी पार्टी कर नहीं सकती है। गुजरात की शांति, स्थिरता और समृद्धि को कलंकित करने के बद इरादे से उन्होंने इस इलेक्शन में हिस्सा लिया और युवाओं की शक्ति, सामर्थ्य को अपहित करने के लिए लुभावने वादे किए। गुजरात की विकास यात्रा को रोकने वाली राष्ट्र विरोधी शक्तियां भी इस चुनाव में दिखाई दी, मगर ये गुजरात है जो अपने सामर्थ्य और अभिमान को अच्छी तरह पहचानती है। इसी कारण इस चुनाव में ऐसी सभी गुजरात विरोधी षड्यंत्रकारी शक्तियों को नकार कर भाजपा को अद्भुत विजय दिया है। कई लोगों ने तो हमारी सरकार बनेगी ऐसा लिखकर दिया। किसी ने कहा कि परिवर्तन हो जाएगा और हमारी सरकार बन जाएगी। आज गुजरात के लोगों ने जो सोच समझ कर वोट करती है, अच्छा बुरा अच्छी तरह समझती है, उन्होंने उनको उनकी सभी टिकटें कैंसिल करवा दी। मुझे विश्वास है कि गुजरात की जनता के आशीर्वाद से
All right, so a couple of messages there from C.R. Patil. As expected, Amit Shah being congratulated, Narendra Modi being congratulated, the election itself being fought as usual, as what the BJP always does, on the back of Narendra Modi. His face, in fact, dominant in this campaign. Bhupendra Patel and his leadership was something that was mentioned over there by C.R. Patil, who heads the organizational structure of the BJP in Gujarat. Bhupendra Patil will return as Chief Minister. That was expected widely. He's spoken about a double-engine Sarkar. That's something the BJP seems to have mastered as far as Gujarat certainly is concerned, with what the centre says, Amit Shah, and how the state functions at the level of the state government. So a lot of other points over there. I think the big picture over here is that this is, number one, the biggest success for the BJP in Gujarat. It is the most resounding failure of the Congress in Gujarat in their history as well. And I think in terms of the broader trends and what this points to going forward, we really need to take a look. Now, Shivam joins us. Shivam Vij is with us as well. It's an incredible performance. Did you ever expect it to touch or get close to 160?
I actually told many friends that it will cross 150, and I think there was simple maths.
Maybe 160 now, 157.
Yes. Yeah, there's simple maths at play. Aam Aadmi Party was splitting Congress votes. This has not only meant the BJP has won seats that Congress used to win, but also for a lot of voters, perceptionally, it was very clear the BJP is winning, and hence the low voter turnout. Number of opposition voters said the BJP is winning anyway. Why should I go and stand in a queue? And that seems to have propelled the BJP even further. There was the absence of any anti-incumbency kind of issues against the BJP this time. Unlike last time when there was GST and Patel agitation and so on, there was none of that, right? So the BJP's victory is not that surprising. I would have expected the Aam Aadmi Party to do much better than it has done.
What does this actually say as far as, or looking ahead at the next set of assembly elections next year? Does this give the BJP a serious impetus? And I ask this because I don't know if it's necessarily a yes. They've done quite poorly, relatively poorly in Himachal Pradesh. The ghost of the Congress, it appears, is still there somewhere. So is it enough to say that no, they're going to sweep the elections ahead of them, or is it going to be a tight fight?
No, I think the Aam Aadmi Party should not be underestimated. They won Delhi MCD. They won 12-13% vote share in Gujarat, in a state that's known to be a two-party state. All two-party states now are going to see an assertive Aam Aadmi Party. Rajasthan, Karnataka, maybe even Madhya Pradesh. The Aam Aadmi Party is going to be a threat to the Congress and therefore a benefit to the BJP. What the stupendous victory of the BJP in Gujarat could be repeated thanks to the Aam Aadmi Party in many state elections and even the 2024 Lok Sabha election, in my view.
All right, so Shivam, hold that thought. 12th of December is when the government will be sworn in Gujarat. That's been confirmed. The Prime Minister will be there as well. We expect, as far as the Prime Minister is concerned and senior BJP leaders, to have a real celebration. And they do this in the BJP headquarters every time they win an election. The BJP headquarters over here, some reports suggest that Amit Shah might actually be travelling out to Gujarat, perhaps any time now. Shama Mohammed, let me come back to you. Is there anything else that you'd like to say about the situation in Gujarat? And I know it's tough to answer these questions, but I must ask you, you spoke about a silent campaign. Was it too silent?
I agree. I told you, Vishnu, that it did not work out. Yes, it must have been too silent. We hardly did any public rallies, which we normally do. So yes, the strategy was wrong. I don't know how they came upon such a strategy. That has to be changed. We should go back to the old one. Now, Shivam has said that when there are two parties in a state, the Aam Aadmi Party is coming in. I want to ask him what happened to Himachal, what happened to Uttarakhand. Where did they go over there? They came into it. They understood that the party people were leaving them and joining back to the parties where they came from, and they shut shop. So what I feel is...
All right, Shaba, half a second. Sorry to interrupt you now. We've got Bhupendra Patel who's speaking right now. Let's listen in.
एक बार फिर गुजरात के लोगों ने भारतीय जनता पार्टी और यशस्वी प्रधानमंत्री श्री नरेंद्र भाई मोदी पर अटूट भरोसा और विश्वास दिखाया है। गुजरातियों ने एक बार फिर विकास की राजनीति को समर्थन किया। यह एक बार फिर साबित हो गया है कि गुजरात के लोग अपने प्रिय नेता श्री नरेंद्र भाई पर अपार विश्वास, प्रेम और आशीर्वाद की वर्षा करते हैं। गुजरात की जनता के इस जनादेश को हम विनम्रता पूर्वक स्वीकार करते हैं। गुजरात की जनता ने एक बार फिर देशद्रोही तत्वों को नकारे और राष्ट्रवादियों को सेवा का मौका दिया है। झूठा प्रलोभन देकर जनता को ठगने वाले लोगों को जनता ने ही नकार दिया, क्योंकि गुजरात की जनता को सिर्फ विकास चाहिए और नरेंद्र भाई का नेतृत्व चाहिए। इस चुनाव में जीत के लिए भाजपा के एक एक कार्यकर्ता को जितना धन्यवाद और बधाई दी जाए वो कम है। भाजपा की जीत के पीछे कार्यकर्ताओं की अथाक मेहनत, पूरी लगन और संकल्प है। भाजपा का हर एक कार्यकर्ता जन सेवा के लिए भाजपा का प्रमुख सिपाही बना है, न किसी पद, प्रतिष्ठा या लाभ के लिए। भाजपा के इस जनाधार को श्री नरेंद्र भाई से हमारे समर्पित नेतृत्व ने बनाया है और इसे बचाए रखना अब हमारा कर्तव्य है। भाजपा का ध्येय जनता का विश्वास बनाए रखना है। हमारा संकल्प जन कल्याण है। पंडित दीनदयाल उपाध्याय, श्री श्यामा प्रसाद मुखर्जी, श्रद्धेय अटल जी और अब वैश्विक नेता श्री नरेंद्र भाई के पद चिन्हों पर चलकर सेवा ही साधना हमारा मंत्र है। इस चुनाव में हमारी जीत का एक कारण हमारे लोकप्रिय और वैश्विक नेता आदरणीय नरेंद्र भाई और यशस्वी गृह मंत्री श्री अमित भाई शाह साहब का निरंतर मार्गदर्शन भी है। वे एक आम कार्यकर्ता की तरह हमारे साथ रहे, लगातार हमारा मार्गदर्शन किया। इसके लिए आदरणीय श्री अमित भाई जी को विशेष धन्यवाद देना चाहूंगा। उन्होंने हमारी छोटी बातों का ध्यान रखा और वे हमारे साथ चले और हमें निरंतर प्रेरित करते रहे। भारतीय जनता पार्टी के राष्ट्रीय अध्यक्ष आदरणीय जेपी नड्डा जी, केंद्रीय मंत्रियां, भाजपा शासित राज्यों के मंत्रियां और प्रदेश अध्यक्ष श्री आर पाटिल जी और रत्नाकर जी और गुप्ता जी, अन्य सभी ने एक बार फिर सामूहिक नेतृत्व के साथ गुजरात में भाजपा की विजय पताका लहराई है।
इनके हमारे आज ऑब्जर्वर हुडा जी भी हैं, प्रताप सिंह बाजवा जी भी हमारे ऑब्जर्वर वहाँ पे। उसके अलावा AICC के सारे सेक्रेटरी और पदाधिकारी, उन लोगों ने जो सहयोग दिया, उस सहयोग के लिए हम बहुत बहुत आभारी हैं। और हमारी ये जीत अगर पूरी तरह से हो जाती है तो हम जल्दी वहाँ कांग्रेस की सरकार का गठन करेंगे। अभी हम जा रहे हैं वहाँ और अपने विधायकों की बात करेंगे, विधायकों से सबसे बात करके विचार विमर्श करके और हाईकमान को ऊपर से
ऑपरेशन लोटस का डर तो नहीं आपको?
ऑपरेशन लोटस का कोई डर नहीं है, क्योंकि जो है अगर ये आंकड़ा रहता है 40 और 25 का, तो मुझे नहीं लगता कि कोई इसमें जो है ऑपरेशन लोटस का कोई खतरा। बिल्कुल, वो लोग भी इस बात को समझते हैं और हम किसी के खिलाफ आज कुछ नहीं बोलना चाहते, न भाजपा नेताओं के खिलाफ न किसी के खिलाफ। मेरा ये मानना है कि देवभूमि में हमें भगवान ने मैंडेट दिया है, हम उसमें अपना कार्य पूरा करने की कोशिश करें। विधायकों से विचार विमर्श होने के बाद पार्टी हाईकमान तय करेगी।
आप खुद को और प्रियंका जी को कितना श्रेय देंगे? खुद को और प्रियंका जी को कितना श्रेय देंगे?
Special guest, we've got Darshana Jardosh, the Surat MP and the Minister of State for Railways, joining us. Darshana ji, congratulations to you. 160 सीट, 158 राइट नाउ, शायद 160 तक पहुंच जाएंगे बीजेपी गुजरात में। आपके अनुसार ये रिजल्ट्स आप एक्सपेक्ट कर रहे थे या इससे कम, इससे ज्यादा?
नहीं, हम लोग सोच रहे थे, हमें भरोसा था और जो सोचा था, जो मेहनत करी थी, उसी के आधार पर हमें परिणाम मिलता है। जिस दिन हमारे प्रदेश अध्यक्ष बने थे उन्होंने 182 का प्लानिंग किया था, लेकिन बाद में हमने 150 प्लस का आयोजन जो किया था पन्ने प्रमुख के साथ में, और सभी सांसद जो अपनी 7 सीट के ऊपर आज डिपेंड रहे थे कि भाई हम कहीं से भी ये 7 के ऊपर फोकस करना है। तो मैं पहले से मेरी सूरत की 7 सीट के ऊपर फोकस कर रही थी और सूरत में ही राजनीति की शुरुआत हुई थी। आप पार्टी को लग रहा था कि कॉर्पोरेशन के चुनाव के बाद में यहाँ पे बहुत कुछ हमें मिलेगा। प्रदेश अध्यक्ष भी यहाँ पे आ गए, केजरीवाल जी भी इतनी बार आ गए, और उनको लग रहा था कि ये कॉर्पोरेशन में जो बदलाव आया था, क्या कुछ क्षणिक उनको जो फायदा हो गया था वो हम लोग इसमें आगे लेके जाएंगे। लेकिन उसी समय से हमारी शुरुआत थी डबल इंजन के साथ में, कॉर्पोरेशन में ट्रिपल इंजन की सरकार यहाँ बहुत अच्छे से काम रही है।
ट्रिपल इंजन, डबल इंजन नहीं, ट्रिपल इंजन
जो है, और डेवलपिंग स्टेट के नाते और डेवलपिंग सिटी के नाते हम सबकी जिम्मेदारी थी कि यहाँ पे सबका फोकस होगा, तो उसका परिणाम तो 100% लाना था। 2017 के चुनाव में भी ऐसा हुआ था, जीएसटी के कारण आधा रोड पे लोग थे, वहां पे भी उस समय के कांग्रेस के सचिव आए थे, बहुत राजनीति करी थी, जीएसटी के नाम पे भी बहुत कुछ हुआ, और वही जीएसटी ये बार हमारे लिए चुनावी मुद्दा हो गया। टेक्सटाइल मिनिस्ट्री के नाते यहाँ पे लोग इसके साथ जुड़ गए और जुड़ते ही चले गए। हम लोगों ने विकास के साथ साथ में लोगों के दिलों को जोड़ना भी शुरू कर लिया और इसमें बढ़ोतरी भी हो गई। और जो झूठ के वायदे करने वाले लोग हैं वो हमारे गौरव पे कभी आसान से पार नहीं होते हैं।
तो दर्शना जी ये बताइए, 12 तारीख को 12 बजे स्वेरिंग इन होगा, ये कंफर्म हो चुका है?
वो तो पता चल जाएगा। मैं तो अभी दिल्ली में पार्लियामेंट
और हमें बताया जा रहा है कि अमित जी शायद गुजरात जाएंगे और आपके दिल्ली के ऑफिस में आज शाम बड़ा अनाउंसमेंट होगा, शायद प्रधानमंत्री खुद अनाउंस करेंगे, ये बताया जा रहा था। ये कंफर्म्ड है?
हाँ जी, ठीक है।
नहीं दर्शना जी ये बताइए, आपके जो नतीजे रहे गुजरात में, ये आपके ख्याल से ये प्रधानमंत्री मोदी के लिए, उनके फेस के लिए, उनका फिगर के लिए, या भूपेंद्र पटेल के लीडरशिप के लिए भी शायद कुछ बताना चाहिए?
मुझे लगता है भाजपा की भरोसे की सरकार और एक कुटुंब भावना, जैसे G20 समिट का अभी हम लोग होस्ट कर रहे हैं, वहां का भी लोगों हमारा वसुधैव कुटुंबकम रहा, और एक परिवार की तरह हमारा मुखिया अगर प्रधानमंत्री है और वो कुछ बोल देता है तो हम उनके पीछे जी जान से लग जाते हैं। तो उनका चेहरा है, वो गुजरात के हैं, हमारे हैं, और ये गुजरात हमने बनाया है। तो ये जो चुनाव कैंपेन भी होता है इसमें हर एक गुजराती जुड़ जाता है, और उसके लिए उन्होंने जो गुजरात में पैटर्न डाली थी कि जिसका खातमुहूर्त हम करते हैं उसका ओपनिंग भी हम करते हैं, तो उसी के आधार पे जब उन्होंने बोला कि मेरा रिकॉर्ड भूपेंद्र भाई को तोड़ना है तो इसके लिए हम जी जान से लग जाते हैं। फिर इसमें हमारा बूथ का कार्यकर्ता हो, हमारा पेज कमेटी का कार्यकर्ता हो, हमारा चुने हुए प्रतिनिधि हो, सत्ता और संगठन, सबसे बड़ी पार्टी के लोग, संगठन के लोग प्लानिंग से आगे चलते हैं, और चुने हुए लोग। मैं समझती हूँ कि मैं कई दिनों से ऐसा सोच रही थी कि मैं टेक्सटाइल मंत्री हूँ, रेलवे मंत्री हूँ, लेकिन सबसे पहले मैं सांसद हूँ, और सांसद के नाते मेरे साथों उम्मीदवार जीत जाए भारी मतों से, उसके पीछे हम लगे रहे थे। तो एक परिवार की भावना से हम लोग जुड़ जाते हैं।
All right, Darshana ji, thank you very much for speaking to us. Congratulations to you. The swearing in on the 12th over there, and I think it's very interesting what's taken place in Surat. In fact, Sumitra Goenka, would you like to come in on that? The fact of the matter is that in Surat, and she was talking about the success, the Aam Aadmi Party had made a huge pitch to reach out to the trader community over there. That evidently didn't work. So Surat was another area where the BJP did resoundingly well.
See, I would like to compare the Aam Aadmi Party with a startup, which, you know, raised a huge hue and cry about the valuation, but ultimately they couldn't make it. I think that is the best way you can describe them. In Surat, like she also said, that initially due to the GST and other things, there was an impact which was happening, but ultimately with the last few days you have seen that how Aam Aadmi Party's image was completely decimated. Be it the Satyendra Jain episode, where at least they should have shown some kind of morality, and they should have come out and talked that it is not right that he is taking massages, and that too from a rapist inside the jail. But they all defended him. But isn't it curious how
those videos got out in the first place?
That is not the first thing which any citizen will discuss, right? No, let's not discuss that.
People may not discuss it, right? Because they see a sensational video, but the fact of the matter is,
when we are talking about elections,
that was a negative sort of thing to do.
When we are talking about elections,
who leaked that video?
See, it's an election. It's a social media age, right? Anybody can leak the video. What the public
from
is going to
Tihar jail.
Maybe, maybe some guy who is not liking it inside the jail, some police authority may have done it. We never know who did it. But
how convenient for the police to have done it and timed it in a manner like that.
See, in social media age, the image makes a difference.
It does make a difference. Hold on, Sumitra. I just want to go across to what Rajiv Shukla is saying and come back to you on that point.
Yeah, sure.
सहयोग दिया, उस सहयोग के लिए हम बहुत बहुत आभारी हैं, और हमारी ये जीत अगर पूरी तरह से हो जाती है तो तो हम जल्दी वहाँ कांग्रेस की सरकार का गठन करेंगे। अभी हम जा रहे हैं वहाँ और अपने विधायकों की बात करेंगे, विधायकों से सबसे बात करके विचार विमर्श करके और हाईकमान के ऊपर सारा फैसला छोड़ा जाएगा। देखिए अगर देखिए ऑपरेशन लोटस का कोई डर नहीं है, क्योंकि जो है अगर ये आंकड़ा रहता है 40 और 25 का, तो मुझे नहीं लगता कि कोई इसमें जो है ऑपरेशन लोटस का कोई खतरा। वो लोग भी इस बात को समझते हैं और हम किसी के खिलाफ आज कुछ नहीं बोलना चाहते, न भाजपा नेताओं के खिलाफ न किसी के खिलाफ। मेरा ये मानना है कि देवभूमि में हमें भगवान ने मैंडेट दिया है, हम उसमें अपना कार्य पूरा करने की कोशिश करेंगे। मैंने आपको कहा विधायकों से विचार विमर्श होने के बाद पार्टी हाईकमान तय करेगी। हम
प्रियंका जी को कितना श्रेय देंगे?
नहीं, पूर्ण रूप से जो है श्रेय हम देंगे प्रियंका जी को। निश्चित रूप से उन्होंने मेहनत की वहाँ पे।
सर प्रियंका बुलाया जा रहा है।
अभी हमने अभी जो योजना बनाई है वो हमने, चूंकि चंडीगढ़ इसलिए है क्योंकि वहाँ चंडीगढ़ हिमाचल फैला हुआ है। शिमला जिले के लोग भी चंडीगढ़ आसानी से आ जाते हैं और कांगड़ा के लोग भी, हमीरपुर, चंबा, सब लोगों के लिए चंडीगढ़ एक सहूलियत पड़ती है। इसलिए अभी चंडीगढ़ हमने बुलाने की बात कही है। शाम तक ये फैसला लेंगे कि उनको चंडीगढ़ बुलाएं या शिमला बुलाएं। अभी हम जा रहे हैं, हम और भूपेश बघेल जी और हुडा जी वहाँ ऑलरेडी मौजूद हैं।
सीएम का चंडीगढ़ में क्या होगा? क्या कोई सांसद भी मुख्यमंत्री बन सकते हैं?
देखिए सीएम का जो भी क्राइटेरिया, जो कुछ भी है, सब पार्टी हाईकमान तय करेगी।
ठीक है, धन्यवाद।
The entire game which went on in Gujarat. I think as far as AAP is concerned, they are, I think, at the moment, pretty obsessed in becoming a national party. I think
but they are one lower now than Congress.
Yeah.
Assuming the Congress wins this, which I mean it seems clear, there'll be 3 versus 2.
Yeah.
So that's a big setback for the Aam Aadmi Party's national plans.
No. National plans, when we are talking about, they want to be, in 3 states they have to have a certain percentage of
6%.
vote. Yeah, 6%. They will now
They'll get that.
be. So that was the game.
They already have 12%.
Yeah. So that was the game, basically, to have that.
Sure.
I don't think the
party.
Aam Aadmi Party at the moment is looking for great victories in these states. Either in Himachal, in any case, they realized that they had no chance. They had no chance at all. Like the Trinamool realized in Goa that they had no chance at all.
Okay, just 1 second, Ajoy. I need to go across to Smita, who's been waiting very patiently. Smita, lots of action, and we haven't had a chance to get across to you in the last little while. Apologies for that. Isn't it rather curious that you've got 3 different leaders in the last 1 hour have different accounts of the Congress and whether they're going to move their leaders out of Himachal Pradesh or not? So we had Mr. Bittu, who actually handled a lot of the election campaigning for the Congress party in Himachal, say yes, absolutely, we're moving them to Chandigarh. We had Pawan Khera saying no, absolutely not, why on earth shall we do that? And Rajiv Shukla saying that all roads lead to Chandigarh and hence it is convenient perhaps to move them over there, but we might keep them in Shimla still, we don't know. I mean, at one level, I suppose the Congress seriously worried about leaders crossing over, but with these numbers touching 40, do you think that might at all happen?
Well, I mean, the experience of the last few years where the Congress and the BJP have been where the Congress has been ahead, not by a very large margin. We have seen, Operation Lotus, as it is described, happening. So I guess they haven't yet figured out whether it is safe, whether they actually have a hold on those, these are still leads, I think, 40 MLAs. They want to see the final result before they actually take a view. So they probably haven't decided whether they should go. In the morning, I'd heard that they were moving their MLAs to Chhattisgarh.
That's right. First Chandigarh, then Chhattisgarh. But the numbers are very large right now. So, I mean, if...
Yeah, the leads look quite, good. And perhaps the BJP, since I think so many, people on television have been talking about Operation Lotus since the morning. Maybe the BJP will restrain itself after having won this huge victory in
Gujarat. All right.
Restraint and BJP don't go together. That's not happening. I think even if the Congress is winning comfortably in Himachal, the BJP needs to poach only about 10 MLAs, 5, 7, 10 MLAs and make them resign, and a bypoll will be held and the anti-defection law will not be incurred.
Right.
And so in a few months we will definitely see a BJP government in Himachal. It's a matter of when.
So you don't believe that the Congress should be celebrating just yet?
No, Congress is legitimate to celebrate.
Even by touching 40.
Congress has
even
won
by
a
touching
victory.
40.
Congress has won an election.
Shama Mohammed, would you like to respond to that?
We are celebrating and we are forming the government. That is very clear. If anything is going to happen, then it's subversion of democracy and people of this country will know. But I have a question to ask to the BJP person here. Is that you're all celebrating and saying Narendra Modi is Gujarat and excellent. Will he also take responsibility for Himachal, or is it going to be put on JP Nadda's head? Because even when you lost West Bengal...
Alokji, that's a valid question. Who takes responsibility for the loss in Himachal Pradesh?
See, we are the biggest party in the world, so it's all the party that works. Mr. Modi is one of our main players.
आप बोलते हैं नरेंद्र मोदी वहाँ, तो यहाँ भी बोल दीजिए ना नरेंद्र मोदी हार गया है.
So we sell what we take it to the
that would suit the Congress line. You see, if you were to admit that Modi ji is responsible for this.
No, why should we help?
But it's a fair question. Why don't you say it?
No, there are other people also. Anurag Thakur is there. There is JP Nadda there. There are many others who campaigned vigorously.
So why don't you name all of those who are responsible for the loss, including Modi ji?
See, if that happens, the morale will be down. Okay.
That's a straight answer. That's an honest answer, fully appreciated. Shama, that answers your question. They don't want their morale of their workers to go down, so they won't name Modi ji.
Yeah, but that is just not fair. It's always missing. A leader should take responsibility for the win and should take responsibility for the loss.
Okay.
That's a true leader. That's the leader who goes into a battle. Whether he wins or loses, he takes responsibility
in the Democratic Party.
So who in the Congress is taking responsibility for the loss in Gujarat?
For this
Has Rahul Gandhi taken responsibility?
You think Rahul and
Khadge taken responsibility?
Rahul Gandhi took responsibility for 2019 and resigned.
Okay, so let's see who takes responsibility now. Shama, hang on. I need to take a break. I'll come back.
Why should you hang a responsibility on somebody's head?
Okay, let's take a break, come back, and then remind our viewers of the overall picture in Himachal and in Gujarat. It's fascinating stuff. Do stay tuned.
फटाकड़े और मिठाई बांटे।
Good afternoon. A huge day today for India. Two huge elections, one in Gujarat and one in Himachal Pradesh. The BJP winning resoundingly in Gujarat, not winning as many expected in the hill state of Himachal Pradesh, where the Congress has done quite well. But in terms of Gujarat, the really big state, Brad Modi Shah, their strategy winning again. It's it's the face of Narendra Modi, which once again has proven to be successful for the BJP in his home turf in Gujarat. They've now won with record numbers, and on the opposite side, the Congress losing with record numbers in the state of Gujarat. Lots of celebrations now starting out in Gujarat, also at the BJP headquarters. This evening, Prime Minister Modi will be at the BJP's party headquarters in Delhi. There will be grand celebrations. Some reports suggest that Amit Shah might actually be going to Gujarat. So what does this mean? Well, for the BJP, it is not just the BJP, for people in the state, it is the 7th consecutive win for the BJP in Gujarat. They've equaled the left's 7-win record in Bengal. So that's what they have equaled. The Congress party has collapsed in Gujarat. The Aam Aadmi Party's debut at number 3 was a spoiler for the Congress in terms of vote share. There is a bit of a start for the Aam Aadmi Party, but for those who believe that they would be a strong number 2 in Gujarat, no, that's not happened by any means. But there's a significant silver lining for the Congress party in Himachal Pradesh. They've crossed the halfway mark. They are at 40 at this stage. The BJP at 25. So well and truly above the halfway mark, and it appears that any fears of an op lotus, because there were concerns that that they might need to move their leaders across to Chandigarh, perhaps send them across to Chhattisgarh, which is very much part of the politics of today. Whether that actually happens now with this gap having presented itself, that remains unclear. Rajiv Shukla of the Congress had this to say.
हिमाचल के रुझान आए हैं। रुझानों में जो चुनाव आयोग की वेबसाइट है उसके लिहाज से हम 40 सीटों पे आगे हैं और बीजेपी 25 सीटों पे है। तो हमारे लिए एक अच्छी सुखद बात है। हिमाचल देवभूमि है, भगवान की कृपा से हमें जो है वहाँ शासन करने का मौका मिलने जा रहा है, इस बात की हमें पूरी उम्मीद है। और जो कांग्रेस ने वादे किए थे, 10 गारंटी जो कांग्रेस ने घोषित की थी, उन 10 गारंटियों को हम पूरी तरह से लागू करेंगे और भी हिमाचल की जनता विकास के लिए हम सब कुछ करेंगे।
Well, let's go across to my colleague Saurabh Shukla, who's outside the Congress headquarters in Shimla. What's happening over there? The celebrations must be well and truly on, or is there still that fear that, my God, we've won, but we need to keep our MLAs safe?
Pratibha Singh's residence, state chief of Congress, and now I think she's coming out because now Congress is leading in 40 seats. So that morning, Vishnu, when we spoke.
All right, sorry, apologies. We keep trying to go back to Saurabh, but the line over there in Simla just not good enough. But let me ask you, I mean, if we do look at Himachal Pradesh, and I think it is a valid point which the Congress raises, that, you know, who in the BJP is responsible for that loss? I mean, JP Nadda he's been a towering figure in that state, but he's not done well himself over there. I mean, in his area, the BJP has lost, I'm told. What does that mean?
See, I think Himachal Pradesh has always shown her tradition that they select a government every time there's a new government which comes. Yeah, it's a swap. So more or less, I think this is the main factor which has happened there, and rest of the details I'm not very sure what actually went wrong, because maybe BJP was completely focused on winning Gujarat. That could be one factor, but otherwise I feel
for the world's largest political party and one of the richest in the world to not be able to focus on 2 states when they do it so well at a national level, that seems a bit
I think see, like I told you, it's a tradition, and let us see the final results. I think there could be a very small difference in the number of votes with which the Congress is winning most of the seats.
The vote percentage.
Yeah, and also the numbers, like maybe around 500 to 1,000 votes will make a difference. So I'm not sure what exactly went wrong there, but maybe there were some issues internally, which obviously BJP should be doing a manthan and chintan, and they will come out with what happened exactly there.
Go ahead, Alokji. Shiva.
On Himachal, very quickly, I think when we ask who is to be blamed or who should take responsibility, one obvious answer that will come is the Chief Minister Jairam Thakur. Right? He was not very popular. We had seen the BJP lose the by-poll earlier there. Secondly, the BJP in Himachal did not have the narrative on their side. The old pension scheme was a huge issue. There were government employees, I was told, who were greeting each other, old pension scheme Mubarak ko, hoping it will come back. There was the silent Agnipath issue, which may have gone out in the media, but it's very much an issue on the ground with youth. There is the LPG prices. There was the BJP rebellion. We saw a video clip where the Prime Minister himself was urging a BJP rebel to come back to the BJP fold, and he did not. Right? So the narrative overall in Himachal was against the BJP, and I think it's the BJP's defeat in Himachal more than the Congress party's victory.
See, I think there are three states.
I agree with him.
One second.
I agree with what Shivam is saying. He's exactly narrated the real reason.
The Agnipath scheme, you believe, was a factor on the ground?
Yes. And
because there is a huge source of
Congress announced that they will revive the old pension scheme, it clicked well.
But if I
most of the people they are working in some government office or in army. There are very few people who are traders or trading or doing other things. Most of them are government servants.
There were 2.5 lakh.
And the margin of victory, what she was saying, is going to be exactly the same because the constituencies are handful, 50,000, 70,000. So there the margin victory cannot be 50,000 and 20,000. It will be small. 700, 800,
No, this is all true. But what aggravated all this was that the BJP president, the BJP president is a big person, Mr. Nadda, who's from that state, was a very powerful figure, and the chief minister obviously did not see eye to eye, and that is why on seat distribution there was clear differences, and we've been hearing for a long time this thing that the BJP rebels, the number of rebels candidates who stood, and there were many of them, 28 of them. As many as 28, that's a very large number in such a small state. 68. So I think all this added to certainly the Congress's victory.
Sure.
So, I'm not surprised at all. And I was expecting, in fact, the Congress to get even more if they maximize this anti-BJP feeling.
See, traditionally there are these three states. One is Rajasthan, Himachal Pradesh, and even Uttarakhand to some extent, and Tamil Nadu. They have always had a swap government. Every time, every 5 years, there has been a change.
Violated in Uttarakhand where the BJP returned to power for a second consecutive term, and because of that, there were fears that the same might happen in Himachal. It was after Uttarakhand that the BJP assertively said in Himachal, we will change history in Himachal and a government will come back to power. So this swap thing, there is no law that the swap has to happen.
No, it's not a law, but it's been happening for long. If you see the trend, it is happening
like a tradition.
Yeah, it's happening for a long time. So this is something, and I think AAP probably was silently supporting Congress in Himachal Pradesh and vice versa in Gujarat is what happened.
Let me tell you, madam,
the Congress,
in the last leg of things, AAP almost left the field.
That's what I'm saying, that all the AAP votes have gone to Congress in Himachal and
Can I just interrupt all of you because, Alokji was raising a question, we'll bring in more details, but in terms of leads in by-polls which are being held across the country, and at some stage we'll turn our focus to that as well, the Bihar BJP is slightly ahead at this stage. The BJD is leading in Orissa. The Samajwadi Party and the RLD are leading in all three in Uttar Pradesh, and the Congress is leading in Chhattisgarh and in Rajasthan. So it's not gone well for the BJP. That's interesting.
In Bihar we are leading. Khurani.
Okay.
As you said just now.
Sorry, the Bihar BJP you are slightly ahead. Yes. So it's just in Bihar where you are leading. Margin? The BJD is leading in Orissa, the Samajwadi RLD in all three seats in Uttar Pradesh, and the Congress in 2 states, Chhattisgarh and in Rajasthan. That is interesting. How would you look at that, Ajoy?
No, I think that's a very significant phenomenon, and particularly if we break it down to seats. Now, if we look at Mainpuri, it was Mulayam Singh's seat.
Yeah.
And his daughter-in-law, Dimple Yadav, winning is no surprise. In Rampur, of course, it's a very sizable Muslim constituency, and it has always been with the Samajwadi Party for a long time. But
they lost the Lok Sabha election there.
Yeah, true. But in Khatauli, and I think Khatauli is a very important assembly constituency.
Why?
Simply because it is a stronghold of the BJP. It's a stronghold, it has a large Jat population.
Right.
And the Jats were supposed to have switched to the BJP. It is in the heart of the
last election.
So, and there was the Muzaffarnagar riots, in that particular area. And, so there was a lot of communalization of the election. It has also a very sizable Dalit vote. And what interests me in this time is that Chandrasekhar Azad, who's the kind of, as Benji Mayawati declines, Chandrasekhar Azad is trying to replace her.
Sure.
This time the BSP did not contest at all, And the question was, which way would the Dalits move?
Right.
Would the Dalits cross over to the BJP?
Yep.
Or would Azad's campaigning for the RLD candidate make a difference?
Okay, Ojo, just hold that thought. We are joined by Mahima Singh of the Congress and Abhinandita of the Aam Aadmi Party. I'd like to thank you both very much for being with us. Abhinandita, if you look at Himachal Pradesh, the Aam Aadmi Party just decided at one stage that to stop contesting effectively. You've not won or you aren't in any leads at all. It's a zero all day. And then, of course, there's the entire issue of Gujarat. Yes, at one level, many would have suggested that you were after vote percentage. But even that, is that good enough in terms of what you've achieved, 12-13%?
Well, to be honest, and looking at our brief history, I think we are doing quite all right. We are doing well. Of course, we are disappointed in Himachal, not because of the results, but also I think because we could not put in enough effort and resources. And we were definitely, short on many levels in Himachal. So there is no doubt about that. As far as Gujarat is concerned, we are very, very happy that the day we become a national party, it's courtesy, the voters of Gujarat in Modi ji's Garh. For a very small party like ours, this is a big achievement, and we are very excited. But
Abhinandita, in as much as you are looking to be a national party, and that of course is something that you will likely become. It's you've fallen behind the Congress again. You have 2 states. The Congress with Himachal Pradesh will have 3. So it's in a sense it's not where you want it to be.
I don't think it's fair to compare us with the Congress in that way. I mean, we are only 10 years old, and I think
so
that
you feel that you shouldn't be compared with the Congress even as you have national ambitions.
We send Modi ji. Certainly we will, and we will get our act together. There is no doubt about it. But, good luck to them. I hope they can keep their MLAs with them and actually form and retain the government for 5 years.
Alok Vats wants to ask you a question, Abhinandita. Go ahead.
Who should we compare it?
Sure.
Who should we compare you with at the national level?
What should I say? We are in our own league. We are in a league of our own in one way. But no, we're really specifically not really competing with... Are you saying that you are
not fit enough to be compared yet?
To who?
To any political party?
That is, if you
but
know, that is something that you want to read,
says.
but I think that... No, why should we want to be compared?
And second question, what happens to the... given in writing that we are going to form the Gujarat government to all the press people by Mr. Kejriwal.
Not once, but many times.
Many times. Will he say sorry
every
for that?
Spokesperson. I'm sure
will he say sorry to the nation for his barbolapan?
Abhinandita, these
on a lighter note, I'll let you know. On a lighter note, I'll let you know as soon as we decide what to do with them.
Not personally to me, Abhinanta, but to the nation.
Got it, understood.
But to the nation.
Okay, one second, sir. One second, Shivam, go ahead.
Vishnu,
okay.
We need to look at the vote share.
Just half a second, Shivam. Abhinandita, finish that point, then Shivam Vich. Yeah. Abhinandita, go ahead.
So what we do with those papers, we'll let you know. This is on a lighter note, but in all seriousness, we are actually pretty proud of our campaign. And the fact that at least we managed to bring up some issues of the people, there is no doubt. And if any of you have traveled in Gujarat, people on the ground, people in Gujarat are, stressed. They are struggling, especially the urban poor, the tribals, and many other marginalized communities. Of course, they did not look at us as
the issue that you raised of Modi didn't even click with people on the ground.
But I think that
the BJP seems to have come out.
I think we forced the BJP.
Anandita, the issues that you raised,
I think
you got an answer to that.
All right, Abhinandita, half a second.
158
Alokji, one sec. Shivam.
Vishnu, we need to look at the vote shares in Gujarat. The BJP vote share has actually gone up by a significant 3.5%, right?
Yeah.
Which means clearly that the Aam Aadmi Party was not able to take away any BJP voters. They only eaten into the Congress vote share,
correct,
which is fine. But in that light, should the Aam Aadmi Party not introspect their centre-right positioning, Lakshmi Ganeshan currency notes, and reform civil code, in trying to be more Hindu than the BJP? The Aam Aadmi Party was not able to get any BJP votes, but they may have lost some Muslim votes.
Abhinandita, what was your identity? What is the identity of the Aam Aadmi Party? In Delhi, when you came to power on an anti-corruption plank, right? That was how you came to power. But then you played the Hindutva card in Gujarat. How did it serve you?
28%. Can I come in?
I'll just come to you in a second.
I think mainly what we...
Yeah, go ahead, Abhinandita.
Shall I speak?
Yeah.
Okay. So I think mainly what we stand for, or what our ideology is, and Mr. Kejriwal also said in a couple of interviews recently that, we are interested in delivering governance. We have a vision to make India #1. We want to improve healthcare, education. So this is broadly, what we want to do. We're a very small party. And obviously it means that we are working on inclusion. We do believe that everybody in this country is equal. And when one works on education, public education or healthcare or improving things for women, I think that goes without saying that we do stand for inclusion.
So Lakshmi Ganesh on currency notes is not going to be defended now. That question is going to be dodged now.
Just half a second, all of you, just a little piece of well, I can't use the word trivia because it seems quite serious.
As we speak,
and perhaps Mahima Singh of the Congress should answer this. Apparently, there's a Gujarat Congress candidate who's tied a noose around their neck, alleging election EVM tampering. Is that, Mahima, what the Congress is looking at? Are you worried about electronic, the voting machines being tampered in Gujarat? Is that your allegation?
Good afternoon, all. Fortunately, not that I'm aware.
Okay.
I've been inside and out of the today, so maybe I haven't come to there. But that we wholeheartedly accept public
Mahima,
mandate.
We'll fix that line of yours. We have an audio problem. I'll promise to come back to you, and just as soon as we fix that, go ahead.
Yeah, I
Sumitra.
wanted to make a point here that, see, in Gujarat, Kejriwal ji camped for more than 3 months. He was literally there. And second thing is the ideology which AAP was promoting in the two states. One is Gujarat and one is Delhi. It was completely countering each other. That is why we have seen that in Delhi, they have lost a significant percentage of Muslim votes also in Delhi elections, MCD elections. Whereas in Gujarat, they wanted to project the Hindutva image and they were not successful. All these comments on Lakshmi Ganesh and all these things. Freebies also has been rejected in Gujarat. I remember Raghav Chadda explained how 30,000 rupees each family is going to get in hand, and he made a calculation and he was promoting that. But I think they have lost miserably in Gujarat, and the reason is because of the lack of credibility which AAP has suffered in the last 6 months. BJP has run a very good campaign against Kejriwal in the last 6 months, I believe. And probably they would have
spoken about this, and I'll just... I'll go back to Abhinandita on this to react. Amit Shah says, and I quote, Gujarat has given an unprecedented mandate to Narendra Modi ji's BJP, which characterizes development and public welfare by rejecting those who do the politics of freebies and appeasement. How would you respond to that?
No, isn't it interesting that Amit Shah ji, even after winning such a big mandate, is responding to this chotu makki party like ours? I think that I find to be interesting.
Is that how you view yourself as a chotu makki party? A party with national ambitions?
Compared to them, yes, they are giants. We are obviously, we are taking them on, and now we are a national party, but of course they're mightier.
One small bottle of hit can do away with you. This is what you mean.
I think they are playing the victim card. There's nothing more.
No, that is not... Not at all. I'm not playing the victim card at all. I'm just saying we are comfortable where we are. And I'm just finding it amusing that despite such a massive win,
your central leadership
Amit Shah ji is commenting on us.
Whether they want to be secular, whether they want the Hindutva plank, or they want to appease the particular community. Because in Delhi, Congress has
seriousness,
won most of the places which was dominated by the Muslim voters. And only at some places they have voted for you.
All right. Okay, one sec, both of you, half a second. I want to go across to Mahima. Sorry, we lost your line a little bit earlier on. Go ahead, Mahima.
Yeah, I was saying that we accept wholeheartedly mandate of the public vote at Gujarat and Himachal. Am I audible clearly, because I can hear my own echo?
We'll try and fix your echo, but go ahead and speak. We can hear you.
Yeah. So we accept the public mandate, but Vishnuji, desperate diseases call for desperate remedies is what my stance is today looking at Gujarat, and that is the message Himachal is sending to Gujarat. Because there is a disease that's been taking on to this country for the past about a decade now, and that's what the BJP is leading to. The disease of complacency, the disease of resistance to question, the disease of reluctance. You know, people have actually stopped questioning why did a Morbi happen? Why was a contract given to an Oriva, like a newbie like Oriva? Why
but you know, this Oriva point, as I understand it, the BJP has won in Morbi.
All three.
All three.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying, that, you know, this the bubble of complacency that the BJP has created, the sooner we do away with it, the better. The Himachal voter has shown us that way, that it can be done. One can take on to the BJP. But, you know, in Gujarat, I've been pointing out repeatedly, if one person sitting on your panel, the pro-BJP political analyst, if she can say that what happened on the morning of the 5th, when the polling was underway and when the Prime Minister walked through those 100 meters waving at the public, if that was not the breach of model code of conduct, then what was it? You know, waving BJP flags.
All right, I need to take a short break. Mahima, we'll come back to you, and the rest of our panelists need to take a short break. Come back, there's a lot more coming up. Stay tuned. Welcome back. Lots of celebration shots coming in. I believe this is Ravindra Jadeja, the cricketer whose wife has been contesting for the BJP, Rivaba Jadeja. She's won. And so let's cut to these shots full frame. She's been a real star campaigner, not least of all because of the presence of her husband, the India cricket superstar, Ravindra Jadeja. So she's won, one among many. The BJP having record results in Gujarat. Staggering really in terms of the number of seats that they are leading in or have won, at least 157. That's up 58 from last time, considering the fact that they've been in power so long in Gujarat, 27 odd years. Those results are remarkable. So some celebrations taking place, I would presume lots of celebrations taking place in Gujarat, but what you see is one of those. Rivaba Jadeja, the wife of Ravindra Jadeja over there celebrating. And we expect many more celebrations later on. It's going to be topped by the Prime Minister and what he says at the BJP headquarters in Delhi this evening, and there'll be further celebrations, no doubt, in Gujarat. So the BJP, what is incumbency? Who knows what? I've never heard of that word. As far as Gujarat is concerned, it is a non-entity, it is a non-factor in terms of their overall results. Absolutely fantastic. The Aam Aadmi Party is now saying, this Aam Aadmi Party's Sanjay Singh, and this is the party which said that they're going to win, period, no two ways about it. They're now saying that Gujarat and the result is in fact a big victory for the Aam Aadmi Party. We're not limited to UP and Punjab, now we become a party of the whole country. So Shivam, that's interesting, isn't it? Because they've just reoriented their success. So their success was supposed to be Gujarat, now it is just the fact that they become a national party, which is a more realistic sort of statement to make.
No, Vishnu, I think we're being unfair to the Aam Aadmi Party. Gujarat is a state where third-party attempts have been made in the past and have failed miserably, including by Keshubai and Waghela, right? Here is a third party that goes from Delhi to Gujarat. It's their first serious election. And they win 12-13% vote share. I mean, I think that's really significant. The BJP today should be thanking the Aam Aadmi Party for helping them win 150 to 160 seats, right? Yeah. The Aam Aadmi Party has split enough vote share that the BJP has made a history in
the Aam Aadmi Party, which was absolutely clear we are winning these elections.
You know, from 2002
now they are saying, no, actually it's still a victory for us. Why? Because we become a national party.
Well, of course, before an election...
And we've done well in Gujarat.
You know, before an election...
You don't want to say that you're going to be happy with 12%. Abhinandita, go ahead.
Yeah. You know, I was just looking at some performance of the Bharatiya Janata Party in Gujarat from the time they started. I mean, 62 as Jansangh when they contested. Until 1990, they were not in the government. So I think if you look at any other, besides Congress, any other political party's history, I think that, you know, what Shivam was also saying is right, and what others were saying that, you know, 12% is not a small thing. And I'm saying that resonance we are able to find because we are talking about the issues that matter to the people. So I think in that sense, I think we deserve some credit. We are very young. And
Abhinandita, does this give you enough of a leg up to be some sort of a factor in the forthcoming assembly elections next year? Are you going to be contesting in some of those?
I think so, yes. I think we will, whatever we can do, whatever our capacity, wherever we'll find good candidates, I think we will be going all out.
Okay.
Sure enough.
You know, Vishnu?
Yeah.
You add AAP's vote share and Congress, it is the same which Congress got last time.
40%. Around 40%.
Exact. If you add them, 28% Congress has got and 12% these people have garnered.
Right.
So that makes it 40.
In the opposition
so it's a very clear line cut that they have eaten into Congress share of votes.
I just wanted to go across to my colleague Maha Siddiqui, who's got this report from outside the BJP headquarters here in Delhi, prepping up for big celebrations and, of course, that big announcement by the Prime Minister on their Gujarat win later this evening.
The BJP has started celebrating its victory in Gujarat. Numbers that are huge this time around for the BJP. Despite being in power for 27 years, they have been able to better their best performance of 2002. And that is why celebrations have already started here at the BJP headquarters in Delhi. The party workers are arriving with the BJP flags. They are smearing color on each other. Meanwhile, the Prime Minister is expected here at the BJP headquarters this evening. Again, the celebrations are going to be huge. We are expecting that the Prime Minister will walk on this path up to acknowledge all the party workers who are expected to be gathered over here in a morale boosting exercise, because the parliamentary board meeting of course takes place, but the idea of coming to the party headquarters, making his presence felt over here to all the party workers is also in a sense to acknowledge the kind of work that they have put in. Apart from that, of course, when the parliamentary board meeting takes place this evening, the observers will be decided for Gujarat. Now, these celebrations are taking place despite the fact that the BJP has lost in Himachal Pradesh pretty much. Now, it's clear that the Congress party has enough numbers to be able to form the government, but the victory in Gujarat is so huge that they want to celebrate it in the best possible manner. So you have holes, you have these drums. Party workers are also dancing here in the BJP headquarters for this massive victory in Gujarat. Camera person also, this is Maha Siddiqui in Delhi for NDTV.
Welcome back. What a day it's been. Fantastic results coming in from two key states. It's the BJP all the way in Gujarat, and believe it or not, it's the Congress, I can say, all the way also, but in Himachal Pradesh. But the margin of victory of the BJP absolutely huge in Gujarat. 156 seats, considering that they've been in power, 156 of 182. Considering they've been in power for nearly 3 decades now, that performance is absolutely staggering, and that's something that we'll be looking at very, very closely indeed. But it's the Congress party which has done well in the hill state of Himachal Pradesh, and we'll be focusing on that too. Let me just go across to, as I wrap up this particular bulletin, 39 is where the Congress is. It was 40 in terms of leads and results. Shivam, what is the overall picture if you look at Gujarat and Himachal Pradesh for the key parties over here?
I think the overall picture is
अभी कौन lead
that
कर रहा
the
है?
BJP Congress binary holds in Indian politics. Indian politics is not yet moving beyond from BJP versus Congress to BJP versus Aam Aadmi Party. The Aam Aadmi Party will still take time. The replacement of the Congress Party, which Aam Aadmi Party hopes to do, is not happening in a hurry. While the Aam Aadmi Party had left the field in Himachal to concentrate better in Gujarat, at the same time, their efforts in Gujarat have not borne as much fruit as they would have liked. They're not even crossing 10 seats, right?
Right.
Having said that, the Aam Aadmi Party's nearly 13% vote share in Gujarat is very significant. This means they are a factor. We should not write off the Aam Aadmi Party, but the time has not come yet. They have not arrived, but yes, they have departed.
Would you, in fact, let me ask you this question, Ajoy. Would you agree that, it's not the right time to write off the Aam Aadmi Party? I mean, they did brilliantly well yesterday. Their grasp in Delhi absolutely strong. And yes, they will now be a national party. So we shouldn't just judge their performance in not winning or coming close to winning in Gujarat or Himachal Pradesh.
Oh, absolutely, because, we've seen that Indian politics, and that is one thing which is encouraging about Indian politics, that newer parties, there is a place for new parties.
Yeah.
They manage to grow. And we have a party which is very old, some would say even fossilized old party like the Congress. But because it is such a large party, it takes a long time for it to die. It takes a very long time because it has been around for so long. And I think that it manages to stay alive in some states where there has not been a regional party which has come up. But they have lost many states now interminably. I mean, something like Delhi, where the Congress seemed to be so strong, you have the AAP taking over, almost seamlessly. And so, the thing is that if we look at Gujarat, I don't blame the AAP for having ambitions in Gujarat.
Sure.
Because if they stay the course, it is quite possible that they will be number 2 and maybe one day number 1.
Right.
So, I think Indian politics...
So the key for them would be to stay the course.
Absolutely. And Indian politics is still moving.
Right.
It's still twisting and turning and changing. And so
there
if you look at across the country, you see so many new parties coming up, remnants from earlier parties, and they are flourishing. So Indian democracy as such is not dead. In fact, there are a lot of this is a multi-party system. So I think anybody who thinks that one party, there will be a one-party rule and that a one party will dominate forever and ever and ever, I don't think that is true, really. And even though the BJP seems to be the dominant party today, that is not necessarily a permanent situation.
Yeah.
And that's a very important point, Vishnu. I think Aam Aadmi Party won Delhi MCD, Congress has won Himachal, and BJP has swept Gujarat. So everybody's got some laddus
credible
to eat.
opposition,
right?
Is what you are saying. Piece of news coming in: Pratibha Singh, the Pradesh Congress committee chief in Himachal Pradesh, is going to be addressing a press conference in about 2 hours, 5 p.m. from now, and then perhaps we will know if the Congress is going to move its MLAs or those who are likely to become MLAs to safety in Chandigarh. They haven't decided quite yet. I'm just wondering, Mahima, are you hearing anything as far as Himachal is concerned? Are you going to be keeping your leaders who've done well sort of safe over there, or do you believe you need to move them out all the way to Chhattisgarh? Who knows?
I think it's an unfortunate state of affairs that on an election results day you're having to ask that question. The culture that BJP has actually inculcated in this beautiful country, this doesn't ought to be. It is not ought to be in this way. So we are not planning anything as of now. If there's a plan, you'll come to know about it. We are certainly in a celebratory mode. The people of Himachal Pradesh have proven the Prime Minister and the Home Minister wrong because they said Sarkar nahi rivaj badlega. So Sarkar badal di Himachal ke logon ne, and I think that celebratory mode is on. If we get any news, you'll have it too.
All right. If there's any celebratory mood, we'll have that too. Last comment from you. What's the big takeaway?
The big takeaway here is Aam Aadmi Party has a long way to go. They predicted that they are going to get more than 200 seats in Delhi elections, which has not happened.
230.
They predicted that they are going to win in a big way in Gujarat, which has not happened. So I think the credibility of Aam Aadmi Party has taken a big hit, because earlier people were saying that they are non-corrupt, they are working for the development. Now these things have gone to the background, and what is seen now is Arvind Kejriwal is having a very confused ideology. Sometimes he becomes a Hindu, sometimes he says his nani has a problem if you go to Ayodhya, but at the same time now he is sending Tirth Yatras to Ayodhya. So somewhere, he has lost the plot and people are not believing him. Yesterday, I'll just like to quote, I was talking to my taxi driver and he said one thing: when it comes to national security and larger issues, we will go with Modi ji. But when it comes to civic polls, probably we'll go with AAP, because we are getting a lot of freebies and we have some people working on the ground. So that is what he said. But, I don't know how long they will continue to hold this thing, how long this is going to continue. Because they are not a definite opposition to BJP on the national level, I believe.
So, but perhaps they might be in the future. Who knows? We're going to take a short break, come back with the very latest. Don't go away. It's the BJP all the way in Gujarat and the Congress, which has done quite well in terms of numbers, number 1 in Himachal Pradesh. Stay tuned, more coming up.